Sean McCann. I think I'm a 50-year plus member of ACTRA, and I'm here now to talk about ACTRA Fraternal. I just think that ACTRA Fraternal, for example, expresses most of the aspirations of an actor. I mean, I came down here by subway, and there was a new guy collecting tolls, and he kind of looked at me, and I bought my tickets, and he said, he said, you're a TV personality, aren't you? And I said, I don't think of myself as a personality. He said, no, I grew up watching you. And I realized that I'd been doing this certainly under ACTRA's jurisdiction for over 50 years, and 50 years in equity as well. And in that time, I go from a single, young individual, carefree, feeling totally invulnerable about the world, and you go through the different stages of life, and maybe you might find a partner, or you get married, and all of a sudden you start with a family, and your needs become very real, and they become practical. And something like Fraternal, all of a sudden, there's insurance there for your family, there's insurance for you, there's insurance for your children if they get sick. 5 years ago, I was down at Buffalo. I do a little bit of work for the Blue Jays. We're scouting. It's June. We're getting ready for the June draft. I got to go out west to shoot a film. So I'm going to leave Buffalo, and I'm going to come back to Toronto. I'm going to fly out west. And that evening, all of a sudden, I started having problems. I couldn't breathe. It was almost like I was drowning. Turned out, my wife, fortunately, they got the EMS. They got me to the hospital. I was apparently on a 15 to 20 minute window to live. This was 5 years ago. 7.5 hour operation. Total heart failure almost. Total heart failure, I would have been dead. You would have been shown an 8x10 glossy of me with a voiceover. But I lived. And Fraternal helped me live. I mean, whatever insurances, whatever little funds that I was still involved with, they provided those things. They stretched things to the limit to make sure that I got through that period of time. And it provided home care nursing, right? It provided, when you're coming out of a 7.5 hour operation, eventually I had a private room. Those things were provided by Fraternal. So when I get that feeling, what does it mean to an actor? As ACTRA means in terms of the functioning, working every day of the actor, the home life, the support system, all of these things, that's Fraternal in a nutshell. Sometimes I get a call from Fraternal, and there might be an area of expertise in a certain volunteer area that I work in. And at times I try and volunteer in this area. And number one, the beneficiary of any kind of volunteerism is the individual themselves, because we always receive more than we actually give. But beyond that, it makes me realize, for example, if I hear somebody in their 20s or somebody in their 30s or going through difficulties, or somebody with a young family that might be having difficulties, I think back to the time that I was there, and I can personally offer a certain perspective on what they're going through. Their circumstances might be different. So I connect with people like that. So I'm not so isolated. I'm not so self-centered. I'm not sitting around feeling sorry for myself because my agent hasn't called. I'm not sitting around wondering if I have any value left in life. So I would tell any member of our association, anybody who's connected with Fraternal, if there's any area within their expertise that they need volunteers, to get out there and do it. Because you're the one who's really going to benefit from this, as well as the other individual and their family.